Good to be back in this corner. So recently I read the original novel, The Phantom of the Opera, for the first time, and afterwards I decided to rewatch my first review of the 1925 film adaptation. And with this new information, plus embarrassment and my complete ignorance of the concept of audio peaking,
the movie begins in the vibrant red catacombs underneath the Paris Opera House.
I decided it was time for a redo. Shall we?
I'll actually be looking at the 1929 recut, just to mix things up. Plus, it's got quite a few major differences from the first version I used. For one thing, it omits those vibrant red catacombs underneath the Paris Opera House and cuts straight to the opera house itself. We get about a minute of opera dancing.
No hot whip dancers, though. Stupid 20s.
And then see the managers of the opera house transferring its ownership.
Spooky! I still like a few of the jokes.
And these new managers are, of course,
Armand and Fermin,
those iconic roles on the levels of Javert and D'Artagnan.
Alright, I'm not reviewing my old review. Let's just get on with this.
Something kind of fun to do when watching a silent film is to listen to the music and try to pick out any familiar tunes which wouldn't be developed for decades. See if you can guess what I heard here.
Hush now, my baby, be still, love, don't cry.
After the two are warned about the opera ghost, they sit down and go to see Madame Giry, the attendant of Box 5. They enter the box, see a man with a silly cape, walk out, walk back in, and there's no one there.
Which is also spooky.
Elsewhere, a group of ballet dancers see the Phantom's shadow, which is so terrifying that they pirouette in fright. Hello, I'm the Persian. I'm actually in this one. Kind of. Sort of. Well, nice talking to you. Ta-ta. The chorus girls rush to find Joseph Bouquet, the chief scene shifter, who claims to have seen the Phantom. They find him with this,
which looks like the kind of thing you only include in your project to show off that you have it. Seamless.
After a quick episode of The Three Stooges, copyright, I hope this doesn't count, we cut back to the manager's office where Carlotta's mother shows the managers a letter from the Phantom saying that should Carlotta try to interfere with Christine playing Marguerite, the leading lady, it would prove disastrous to her career. At the end of the performance, Raoul goes to Christine's dressing room and tells her that now they shall be married. But Christine replies that she can never leave the opera and that he must forget their love. Raoul, who seems to handle this surprisingly well.
This is the line that made me decide to redo this, because as anyone who's read the book knows, Raoul is a whiner.
The Phantom's voice begins to fade in through the walls of the dressing room. And is it just me, or does the Phantom's shadow here look a lot like Colin Wilkinson?
Come and deliver us, to deliver us.
The Phantom tells Christine, among other things, that she must focus on nothing but him and her career, and that someday he will command her love. Raoul really does seem very happy for her. Carlotta receives another letter, this time edged in black.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what that means. I do know what it means, I just always found that delivery funny. Envelopes edged in black indicated that a death notice was inside, which, all joking aside, is a really creative idea that had a lot of potential, and it's something I don't remember being in the book, so props for that. Prop? Can't all be winners.
The letter warns of a great misfortune should Carlotta show up to the next performance, and so the Phantom advises her to be ill.
What can I say? Those quotation marks are amusing to me. Sassy.
Once Carlotta's mother leaves, Thing delivers another black-lined letter to the managers. This tells them that if they refuse to have Christine sing Marguerite, they will be presenting Faust in a house with a curse on it.
Which would be a shame because Faust is always such a happy story.
All of these warnings are ignored, and Carlotta performs the following night. The lights flicker on and off.
And I've got to say, this did help me better understand the art of silent film acting. This actress captures the look of trying to put on a brave face during a frightening performance mishap perfectly.
And now we come to the big climactic moment of the story. The bringing down of the chandelier.
Now maybe it's just a product of the times, maybe someone made an error, maybe it's just a bad decision, but to me, this music doesn't really fit this scene very well.
We read this great line, and then it happens. And then it's over. There's mass hysteria, and everyone panics. Well, everyone except Monsieur Stoic over here.
Because men.
Raoul goes to Christine's dressing room, either to see if Christine is safe or to sniff her clothing. It's hard to tell with this character. But when Christine enters the room, Raoul ducks into the shadows and hears the Phantom calling to her. To Raoul's astonishment, Christine walks through a door in her mirror.
See, that's more like Book Raoul, except he would have done that if Christine had forgotten his preferred drink order.
A hand reaches out and touches Christine's shoulder. She turns and sees...
Find out in part 2, hint it's the Phantom. See you next week. As a land you promised